While I won't actually break down the entire trailer, I will be breaking down specific areas that I feel I can provide context or I can provide some interesting commentary. So let's begin. So we begin with MJ and Peter on a roof, which is New Yorker's favorite place to be. And if you're Spider-Man, you'll definitely be swinging on top of the roof. So it's definitely in character. And this is probably going to be the most relaxed Peter's going to be. If I was Peter, I'll stay right the hell there. I ain't moving anywhere.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is, in fact, Peter Parker.
So clearly, you can see this is a direct continuation from Far From Home. And I think that's pretty awesome to see that they're not losing the thread. Literally, no pun intended. But they're not losing the thread of the storyline. There is interconnectivity with the identity plotline and the multiversal plotline. And I think that's awesome to see.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
There's a shot in the trailer that appears to show that the cops may have barged into the house. So Peter Parker didn't necessarily turn himself in, maybe out of fear. I could relate to that. That's probably scary to just try to turn yourself in for something you didn't do. However, but he's definitely not trying to break those cuffs. So give my man a break. Let him go. This is exactly why you don't need a pro boner lawyer. We want it to be Matt Murdock at law. And if it's not Matt Murdock, Marvel, we're going to break that boner. You definitely know he didn't murder no damn Mysterio. But you also got to understand their perspective. They're going to look at all the evidence. And Mysterio is a huge plotter. He's a smart guy. He pre-planned this. He saw that a loss was feasible. And he had this set in motion. We haven't even got to the murder investigation. Oh my God. Peter's going to be busy. He has to deal with the Sinister Six. A murder investigation. His identity being loose. MJ forgetting or potentially forgetting his whole family. This guy is going through it. And I thought 2020 was bad for me. It's going to look bad for him.
Does any part of you feel relieved about all this?
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man? Now everybody knows.
She don't know what it is to be Spider-Man. The hell's her problem? She bugging out. Nah, I'm only playing. Clearly, this is her internalization of being Spider-Man. Clearly, it's not coming from experience, and it's easy to judge from the outside, but clearly he wouldn't reveal his identity, leaving his family susceptible. It's just clearly her being concerned for Peter Parker and her looking or trying to look at his perspective or trying to reach that perspective. It's just an impossible goal. His biggest character trait is his biggest character flaw. He's always concerned with other people's emotions and feelings and their life and trying to affect their life and trying to live that double life. And that's where Doctor Strange was alluding to. But again, Peter Parker is always concerned with others. And clearly her internalization was getting to him, and we'll see how he reacts. And I do think that influenced his decision to even talk to Doctor Strange. And if rumors are to be believed, William Dafoe will tap into that innocence and convince Peter to release these villains out of that cube, which we'll see later in the video. If that is what that cube represents, which is imprisonment, that's what we will see the opening for these villains to get out, which is Peter Parker's innocence, his ability to hear you out, his ability to see your perspective. His empathy is actually a real strong target point for a lot of his villains because he's pure and innocent, and he will try to help you no matter what you've done.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
That's quite a damn request, if you ask me. To pretty much hypnotize the entire world. That is crazy. You don't even understand the ramifications. I don't even understand the ramifications of that. I'm not entirely sure how Doctor Strange even taps in to all humankind and allows them to forget that sort of thing. So you can see how delicate that was going to be. And I know we're pretty much in the mind state that Doctor Strange is a well-seasoned veteran when it comes to magic, but he's still learning every single day. It wasn't like he was born and bred in magic. If he was able to focus on magic the years he was able to focus on being a doctor, you would see Doctor Strange never make this type of decision. And maybe this isn't Doctor Strange, this could definitely be evil Doctor Strange. And I've seen theories like that, and this is such an interesting request because he's an innocent kid, and he definitely didn't consider the details, and you'll see that moving forward. You'll definitely see that.
Strange.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't.
For Fox's sakes, I am the supreme being, sorcerer supreme. You are not Wong. You are very Wong for thinking that. Now get the hell out of here, go fight Abomination, leave me the heck alone. I'm gonna make this damn decision, okay?
The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
When you're asking the devil for a wish, your words are crucial. And I think Peter Parker's starting to realize that right now. Ask my man Elliot Richards. They granted his wish, but he didn't wish for a small winky.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my God, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really know.
Stop talking.
What just happened?
One bad decision leads to another bad decision, just like Peter Parker to realize that he made a mistake after the fact. Man, I can relate to this guy so much. This may be exactly why we're getting Spider-Man specific multiversal characters and villains coming over, because of this spell. Not the spell necessarily opening the multiverse, although this contradicts that.
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Messing with the stability of space-time? Whoa, dude. You got really complicated there. What the hell does that even mean, dude? So did Loki open up the multiverse, or Sylvie when she killed Kang, or killed Immortus, whatever you want to call him? Tampering with space-time is very interesting wording and verbiage. Because to tamper means interfering with something in order to cause damage or make unauthorized alterations. And I don't believe that was the intention. We don't know if this is evil Doctor Strange or not. And a second definition is exert a secret or corrupt influence upon. So that's very interesting. It's definitely happened in secret. How does that affect the multiverse when you affect space-time? All credit to Screen Crush here. They sent me down this rabbit hole, and the mention of the space-time continuum made me start using my Twitter fingers. So I went ahead and researched on my googly fingers, and I went ahead and researched the concept of the space-time continuum, and I've displayed definitions and a few bit of information for you to read here if you want, but I'm going to focus on specific areas of it. It is believed to be a continuum because so far as we know, there are no missing points in space or instants in time, and both can be subdivided without any apparent limit in size or duration. So physicists now routinely consider our world to be embedded in this four-dimensional space-time continuum, and all events, places, moments in history, actions, and so on are described in terms of their location in space-time. I think that clarifies a bit of what Doctor Strange was saying. When you tamper with space-time, you tamper with the stability of space-time. Albert Einstein believed, or I believe Newton was the one that believed life is ever flowing, and Albert Einstein believed in the multiverse. So it isn't flowing in a directional, linear way. It is a concept that is referred to as eternal inflation, that life is always ever growing. So messing with the stability of space-time isn't referring to the opening of the multiverse. We saw that in Loki. What it's referring to is events, places, moments in history, actions, and so on. That's what it's referring to when you mess with the stability of space-time. You can measure your location in space-time, and that is an amazing concept. And you can read that a little bit further in the second paragraph. Space-time does not evolve, it simply exists. When we examine a particular object from the standpoint of its space-time representation, every particle is located along its world line. This is a spaghetti-like line that stretches from the past to the future, showing the spatial location of the particle at every instant in time. So again, space-time continuum is focusing on the location. So when we're referring to other universes converging into ours, we're referring not to the universes necessarily, but the events, people, and actions. Is this true conflict between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, or is this an instance of Doctor Strange really trying to teach Peter Parker a lesson? That you can't listen to everyone's story. Not everyone is a great person. Not everyone has the best intentions for you or for the world. And Doctor Strange clearly is about to teach him one or two things right here. Let's bring back this cube that Spider-Man is apparently holding, and what the rumors are stating it is. Apparently, it's an item that can hold on to souls, essentially. Right? I don't know if it's designed specifically for villains. I have heard it referred to as a prison. How could these villains come out? So some of the rumors are that Willem Dafoe is going to tap into Peter Parker's innocence and convince him to release them. You know what would make that a lot easier? If Peter Parker's perceiving Doctor Strange to be evil, a suspect, or an imposter. This ain't Among Us, but if he views him as any other way than the Doctor Strange from the past, then that definitely makes it a lot easier to convince Peter that, oh, get me out of here, this guy's gonna kill me. The last location I was in, I was dead as well, so please let me go, I don't want to die. And that's clearly gonna tap into Peter Parker's heart, and you know Peter Parker's gonna help out. So it's not even a thought process of intelligence or not, it's his moral compass, and they will try to attack that. This has so many people confused. Is this Venom? Is this Lizard? Who the hell this is? So what I did, I went ahead and raised the contrast. I slowed it down to see if there's anything we can see more than the silhouette. Do I see a tail? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if that is the follow through of the strike that he threw at Peter, or is that a tail? I think that changes a bunch of it. He has a tail, that's Lizard. No tail, that's Venom. I don't know if it's that simple. And I don't know if there's a third option, if that could be a curveball. No, but I truly believe that's the Lizard or Venom, especially if you listen to the actual roar and you go back and listen to the roar from the Amazing Spider-Man Lizard. Okay, so I think I timed the perfect shot to illustrate what people out there are seeing. Is that Sandman looks to be protecting Spider-Man and is actually taking an electrical shock from Electro. And I'm going to show you, if you focus right here, it looks like teeth, it looks like eyes, it looks like a nose. That looks like a damn face to me. A scary face, and it was quite creepy to keep looking at it. But it's clearly an instance of a face. It looks like he's protecting Spider-Man. I believe a direct electrical shot to a flat plane on the floor will cause a much more broad strike as opposed to just skew towards where Spider-Man is. So that's why I really believe that is the Sandman, because you would have seen bursts of sand from either side, not specifically only that side. So I think that's a key detail there. I don't necessarily have to say anything about this. We all know that laugh. That's Willem Dafoe. We all know the design of that bomb is from the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. No need to speculate. This is Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, and I think that's fucking phenomenal.
Hello, Peter.
So I hear a lot of people believe he's actually referring to Tobey. And one little interesting detour I want to add, it's a very easy shot to take Doc Ock with only smoke in the background or white filter. It looks pretty simple to just mask him out of that shot to put him in the shot that they actually want him to put him in when he's talking to Tobey. So I think it is quite feasible he's actually speaking to Sam Raimi's Peter as opposed to the MCU Peter, but it's also quite feasible he's talking to Tom Holland's Peter Parker, because his name is all over the news, and that pretty much confirms the spell never really went through, or did it? Very interesting. Man, this movie has a lot of things to accomplish. There's so many plot lines with Tom Holland. There's so much connective tissue with the other universe, right? Sony Spider-Man universe. There's so many interesting things when you see the teasers of Electro, the teasers of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, the showcase of Doc Ock. You see maybe a teaser of the Lizard and Sandman. All villains we've seen before in previous iterations of this character. So it's so exciting. It's so incredible. And you know I couldn't end this video without talking about Tobey or Andrew. So the fact of the matter is, why would you go through all this mess handling the multiverse, bringing in all the previous villains and actors if you weren't going to bring back the two Spider-Men. Because although the Amazing Spider-Man franchise isn't renowned and great, Andrew Garfield was pretty phenomenal as Spider-Man, and I don't like some of the character traits that they gave him, but that's not on him. His performance was absolutely phenomenal. When you see him, you see Spider-Man, and I'm definitely excited to see him back, and the fact that we get to see the classic Tobey Maguire Spider-Man interact with the new modern-day Spider-Man that is Tom Holland. Just imagining the prospects of Tobey interacting with Andrew and Tom. Damn. I could just break this down all day, baby. If you want me to break down further content, let me know. I had a great time on Mixed Monster Mike. Like, comment, and subscribe.